OK, we're going to breaking news now, where we have reports that a gunman is on the loose in Brisbane's Queen Street Mall. We understand the street is now in lockdown. We have some live shots from the 9 News helicopter. This is the northern end. We understand that the Myer Centre is in lockdown. That appears to be near the Hungry Jack's there. There's been evacuations across the centre. We have Nine's Ashley McDermott on the phone at the moment. Ash, where are you? What can you tell us what's going on?
Well, Davina, I'm currently on the Adelaide Street side of the Queen Street Mall, for those that know Brisbane. The entire, as you said, the entire part of the Queen Street Mall has been blocked off. There are police pretty much at every single entry and exit, cars blocking off all ways in and out of the mall. There are people, the crowds of people at every end. Really, they don't really know what's going on. They keep asking us what's going on. But there are certainly heavily armed police. We've seen dog squads. We've also seen what I believe to be the CERT police, heavily armed police in their overalls as well. We do understand that this gunman, is in a bit of a standoff with police at the moment. We understand he may have a bandaged hand for some reason as well. So details are a little sketchy, but it certainly is tense here at the moment. Everyone's pretty calm here. They just really want to know what's going on. It's more that what they're just interested about what's going on. But certainly I'm seeing businesses that have had to shut their doors, and everyone in those businesses has had to stay inside. They're all looking through their windows at the moment, taking photos themselves.
Almost a dozen police officers in my immediate sort of line of sight. They're stationed basically every 10 metres. 3 or 4 of them, they're wearing bulletproof vests. They're all very calm. A credit to them. This is a very delicate situation that they're dealing with. Not to mention, they have hundreds of people standing around watching them do their job. And today, I tell you, it's going to be a stressful one.
Joel Dry, who's also in the city at the moment. Joel, where are you and what is it like?
I'm on Adelaide Street at the moment, just at the entrance to the Queen Street Mall, and it is a very tense standoff at the minute. The street is packed with workers, shoppers, all those people that have been cleared out of Queen Street. And as I'm looking, police are still in a line, some crouched behind police cars, and there's a number of people are still being very quickly shepherded out of buildings. We understand there is a man in Queen Street Mall who is holding police at a standoff with a handgun. I've spoken to some witnesses who were shopping nearby, and they said they went to come out of that shop into the Queen Street Mall, and they witnessed a shirtless man covered in tattoos, wearing what they described as football shorts and holding a handgun. He also has a bandaged hand. They ran back inside. They were then locked in that store for a period of time before they were ushered out the back of that store in single file. We've also heard stories of people still being trapped inside other shops. They're being locked in storerooms while this tense standoff unfolds. Still police telling people very sternly to move off the road, go further away from this incident at the moment, and it appears that it's somewhat of a stalemate. Police seem like they have the situation cordoned off. It seems to be under control, but it's still a very fluid situation at the moment, Davina.
Yeah, we've got some incredibly dramatic pictures that are coming into the newsroom now, Joel, of riot squad police just really pacing through the mall at the moment, checking each shop front as they're going past. From the witnesses that you've spoken to, the majority of this is unfolded inside the Myer Centre, is that correct?
Yeah, that appears to be the case. It may have happened inside the Myer Centre and then spilled out onto the Queen Street Mall. Obviously, as a precaution, anyone within the general vicinity has been cleared out. So anyone that was in the mall has been ushered out. We spoke to some people that were in a smaller boutique store, and they said when they came out on the street, that's when they saw this gentleman who apparently had a gun. There was also some reports. Some people thought they had heard a gunshot. Other people weren't quite as sure about that. What appears to be obvious is that he has a gun, or what appears to be a gun. And as I'm looking now, I'm seeing some CERT officers, very heavily armed CERT officers with automatic weapons that are now making their way into Queen Street Mall. They appear to be doing it with some urgency, so obviously they're very keen to get this situation under control, to bring it to some sort of head. I'm seeing some what appear to be waiting staff who are now running out of the mall itself. So obviously there's still some people in there with a man who apparently has a gun. So some very concerning scenes that I'm seeing at the moment.
I understand that moments ago we may have spoken to a shopper, Jessica Millwood, who was inside the Myer Centre in the Queen Street. That mall has been evacuated. I think do we have that interview now? I think we do. Let's listen to what Jessica had to say.
Everybody is out in the mall. The police have
shut down the streets, and the whole centre has been evacuated, and we're all out in the mall. Quite frightening now, actually. We've been told by centre management just to evacuate the building, other than what we were told earlier about a fellow down on the ground floor with a gun. However, centre management hasn't said anything else. So everyone is just milling around in the mall waiting to see what happens. However, we can't really get too far because the police now have streets all blocked off. Oh, there's hundreds. Everybody's come out of the centre. There's hundreds of people standing around.
A pretty shocking experience, that's for sure.
How were the shoppers who were obviously taking refuge in Amart at the time?
Well, believe it or not, they were more worried about getting out and going to work meetings.
Yeah, we've been told by witnesses that there was some sort of argument that's unfolded between three men and the one man who is understood to be the gunman. He has ripped off his shirt and produced a gun, and immediately undercover police were on scene very, very quickly, and they have evacuated the area as quickly as possible, first pushing people out of the Myer Centre into nearby shops, but then even that wasn't safe enough, so they've pushed people back even further and further and further. So the entire CBD in Brisbane is now in lockdown, and no traffic, no shoppers, no businesses, and police seem to be pushing people further and further back at the moment as they try and negotiate with this man.
People, please stay away from the city area while they're dealing with this situation. Also, the other thing they had to say was this is an extremely isolated incident, and by declaring...
Yeah, Ebony, we're watching at the moment as the police, they're running down the mall. It appears like the dog squad there is also on screen. There seems to be something that is unfolding. That's at the south of the mall at the moment. That's just opposite the Myer Centre. As you can see, dozens and dozens of CERT squad officers are there. Shane, whereabouts are you and what's unfolding where you are?
We're in Queen Street, we're in the King George Square, Davina, and anytime you hear bangs at times like this, it automatically makes you think of gunshots. I don't know what you're seeing from the helicopter, but police got excited about 2 minutes ago, and then we heard the bang.
The reports coming in at the moment is it is the gunman who is in his late 20s. He has been shot in his shoulder with non-life-threatening injuries, though. He's been taken to Royal Brisbane Hospital, and I guess we'll get an update on his condition very soon. But a remarkable effort by the Queensland Police Service to get a situation like this under control with so many people milling around. The strategies that would have been put in place, just remarkable.